when Obama was president, he first became president 8 years ago. I was 10 years old. Like being 10 years old and seeing that we have a first black president, that shit was crazy. Like just how much change that he's brought that so many people don't really appreciate. It's like we have a first black president. If that doesn't show you that black people can win, like we can win, we're winning, you know? And just the fact that we have to lose him, it just sucks. But I'm just so thankful to be able to say that I lived with the black president. Now we're gonna have fucking Donald Trump. I'm not too happy about that, but that shit sucks. I feel like my biggest fear is just everybody losing the motivation that we had during Barack Obama's presidency. That's when we were all just, you know what, like, it's time for things to change positively. Marriage is legal for everybody, you know, like, I felt comfortable walking through my city, but it's like, now I go out sometimes, I'm like, damn, after Donald Trump is really president, how am I gonna walk this freely anymore? I'm gonna be walking around, I'm gonna be scared to walk around, I'm gonna be scared to be human, I'm gonna be scared to be black. It's upsetting, but I really feel like it's time for us to change, it's time for music to change, it's time for us to progress, it's time for us to spread our messages and how we feel to other people, because this is kind of a time for help. We need to help. We need unity within music. We need unity within our communities, because they don't want that. Like, they don't want us to be happy. They don't want us to be successful. After everything has happened and our communities in the world and the United States, it kind of motivated me to work harder. I'm like, you know what? Like, I was working hard, but after all this, I gotta work 10 times harder on this project that I got coming up soon. The next project after that project, it's just all about like, you know what, this is really where the drive needs to kick in. I need to work hard. I don't know how my own family is gonna be affected by this win. So it's like, I gotta work for all of us. I gotta work for my whole family. I gotta work for my community. I don't know how El Paso is gonna be affected. I gotta work for El Paso. So everything going on really just gave me the drive and motivation to just kick it up a notch and push the pedal. Just work, to really work on who I am as an individual, on finding my own sound, on crafting my own project. It's all about work. Me living in a predominantly Mexican city of El Paso, Texas, is 5 minutes away from Juarez. Like, that's right across the border. I feel like it's super upsetting to see someone who's publicly disrespect Mexicans, because majority of my friends are Mexicans. And I feel like when you have a friend and they hurt, you kind of hurt. Like, I'm black, but I kind of feel that, especially coming from the minority perspective. You have someone who publicly wants to build a wall, like a wall to separate so many different things. I have friends who go back and across like the border of Juarez freely for holidays to visit their family. It's like, when you kind of put that wall, I feel like that wall is built out of anger. Like, you don't want people to be happy. You don't want people to be genuinely happy. Like, what's gonna happen to my friends' families? How are my friends gonna be affected by that? If my friends are affected by that, how am I gonna be affected by that? Deeply. It's really upsetting to just, for me, when I was living in El Paso, to just see how many people were upset about it, but then how many people kind of were ignorant about the situation. They didn't take it seriously. They're like, you know what, like, Donald Trump's not gonna win. He's not gonna do shit. And guess what? He wins. So what's gonna happen in my community? So it's super sad to know that a place that I'm from is gonna be really affected by that.
My situations I go through and making them into songs so people can, you know, I want to listen to Caleb Rihanna because I'm feeling like this and I know that this song will make me feel better. Maurice
told me, he was like, you know what, man? His voice was really soft at that point. It was like, I've been watching you for years. You know, we want you to write a little something for us. So that was a dream come true.
The thing about what's dope about Kendrick is that he speaks to everybody. You know, he speaks to the gangsters, he speaks to the backpackers, he speaks to the people in the club. He's speaking to everybody, and it's casually positive. It's just not obviously positive, a lot of it, but it's all positive.
A lot of people are like, you're a female traveling alone, weren't you scared? And I'm like, I was, but once you do it, it was the most scary but amazing and freeing thing I ever did.